Cracking up, literally. All right, guys, welcome in, welcome in. My name is Jessica and Harris here, and we are back with a live this afternoon. I think it's like 1:30 this afternoon. I figured I'll do this live now versus trying to do it at like, I don't know, whatever o'clock it was the last time. So I got my earrings in, but I'm going to take them off because this one ended up breaking, and the other one ended up falling off. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe we just won't even worry about it. So I'm really pumped and excited because last week when I came to you guys live, I was dicing up my strawberries, I was dicing up my watermelons, and I really just wanted to like focus in on better habits and stuff like that. If you watched any of my previous videos, especially for the month of January, I talked a lot about better habits, redefining yourself, becoming the better version of yourself, really limiting distractions, right? All these different pieces, all these different things to encourage you to become a better version of yourself. Well, what good is it for me to just talk about it, but not show you the ways in which I am also on my own journey, right? Of being intentional too, right? Some of us, we need accountability partners in this hour when it comes to like doing the stuff that we're called to do. So for me, it's meal prepping. I have been doing my best, especially this last like few weeks of doing meal preps, especially because the job that I am at, it's one of those like sit down jobs, and for whatever reason, you just have like this desire to snack. And I'm like, okay, God, if this is what this job is going to be like, one, I need to come out of, the snacking mentality, right? Because it's not like you don't need to be snacking that consistently 8 hours. Like, bro, that doesn't make sense, right? Anyways, so for me, I know I've had a bad habit of that in the past, right? So I wanted to make sure that as I started up this job, especially in this new year too, that I was doing something different. So instead of me, bringing like hot dogs and burgers to work. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with a hot dog, there's nothing wrong with a burger or fries. But I personally wanted to do something different for myself, for my body, just because there's a journey that I'm on for me, right? When it comes to becoming a better version of myself, when it comes to choosing wisely the foods that I'm putting in my body, right? I know we talk about resolutions and yada yada, and I personally don't go with the concept of resolutions because I feel like when people come up with a resolution, oftentimes that resolution is there and then they forget about it, right? They get real excited in January, they get kind of somewhat excited in February, and then by March, that resolution kind of fell by the wayside. So I'm like, forget it. Instead of doing that part, I'd rather focus on actually making my habits intentional daily. And where does that start? With changing some of the things that you do on a day to day basis. So for me, if I know that I'm going to a job where I'm going to be sitting at a desk for 8 hours a day, I can choose what I'm bringing into work, right? I can choose if I want to sit at work and eat chips all day long, if I want to snack on popcorn all day long, or if I want to bring in something healthy like watermelon, right? Or if I want to bring in something healthier like cucumbers, right? Sometimes we have to understand that the positions that we're in, maybe we can't change the fact that we're sitting at that job all day, but we can change what we're doing, right? Like when I'm at work, if I have free time, I'm working on pieces of books, I'm working on paragraphs, I'm working on editing, I'm working on, different pieces of media. Like I'm working on me at the process for it. There's times that I'm looking online, searching, if there's a personal development class or course that I could be taking. Some of us look at time and we're like, listen, we can't do the things that we want to do because we don't have enough time to do them. Well, I challenge you to say, well, what time do you have available? If you know that you have a job, for example, my job has a gym. So I know that I can take 30 minutes of my job and say, okay, well, maybe during my 30-minute break, maybe I'll go and do the treadmill, right, for 15 minutes. And I used to do this in my old job too. My old job had a gym, and that's exactly what we would do. And I was not somebody who was going to the gym a hardcore 1 hour a day, y'all. That was not me, not by a long shot. But I would take advantage, on certain days where I'm like, you know what? Let me go on the elliptical. Let me go on this. Let me go on that. Let me just try to build a better habit. So I'm excited because my new job has a gym. So I'm like, perfect, God. It's a new year. They have a gym. I have access to the things that I didn't have before, right? So I don't have to go worrying about trying to go find a membership somewhere else. I can utilize this already in front of me. My family does this. Can you please give me a shout out on my Cry Davis family? Yeah, I'm not sure what that is about, but yeah, anyways, so I'm mentioning that part with you because sometimes the simplest things that y'all have to do in your day-to-day lives is literally just changing your habits and using what you have. I just mentioned my job has a gym. So what is a habit that I'm implementing? Utilizing their gym, utilizing their equipment, finding time to do the things that I know is going to improve me. I know that I have a job that has a full stocked kitchen, essentially, right? So what am I going to do? I'm bringing meals for the week at my job. Now, trust me, there are some jobs that meals get stolen. I know. I'm literally watching it take place at other locations. But my particular department has been pretty solid about it. We haven't had any issues about it. So I'm able to trust where I'm keeping my stuff at. And if I feel like it gets finicky, then I'll shift and change from there. But I'm not allowing it to keep me from not allowing myself to be in a position to do the things that I know are better for me. If I know that if I try to not bring any food and I'm going to order out all the time, I'm going to be stuck with pizza, Chipotle, this place that does like Chinese food, and I don't want that. I need food that's going to keep me awake and alert, not food that's going to make me feel sluggish. So this week's meal prep has basically been avocado toast salad along, which is crazy because this bag don't look that big, and it's about 13.8 ounces. The salad itself was about 11. And y'all, it made 2 bowls of salad, which I'm like, let's get it. Along with that, and this is like just for today, I bought 5 of these bags thinking that I was gonna need like 1 bag for each day that I worked, not realizing that 1 bag made 2 bowls. And I'm like, even better, because now I have a lunch and a dinner, and I don't have to go anywhere else to buy anything. But I also bought me an English cucumber, so I went ahead and cut up those earlier. I went ahead and got me some watermelon, which kind of looking at it, I'm like, honestly, maybe I didn't need to get the bananas too, because I got bananas as well. But I'm excited that I have more than enough, because whatever I don't utilize, make an effort where what I'm having each day is something that I know for sure I'm being intentional about. I don't have to go to Chipotle. I don't have to go to Burger King. I don't have to go X, Y, and Z and grab all these other foods to do something that's not going to nourish me. This year, I said it in earlier videos that I'm being intentional with my habits. And that's something that we all should be doing, right? We all want to be making sure that what we're putting into our body is going to actually help us out in the end time. I've sat there and worked at jobs where I was eating bacon, egg, and cheese. And I promise y'all, it was making me so exhausted. When I shifted into like a vegan diet at that time, I felt better. Now, I'm not saying go vegan. I'm not even saying go vegetarian. But I am saying if you're somebody who's trying to shift your habits, start. Don't sit there and come up with 1,000 excuses as to why you can't, because those excuses are going to keep you stuck. I'm just being honest. Your excuses will keep you stuck in the very same place that you want to get out in. And then you'll be finding yourself in that same position a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, because you didn't just take an opportunity to just start. Some of us just have to take the moment and say, okay, if my change is going to be to, lose weight, then start with walking, right? Start with the small steps, take baby steps. Baby steps give you the ability to be able to make greater gains down the line. But if you're not willing to take at least one step in the right direction, how can you ever think that you'll get further than where you are right now? Sometimes we get comfortable, or we get what I like to say complacent in a situation or in a thing. Why? Because it's comfortable to us, because we're used to it, because nothing has had to shift or change in a while, and you don't want to necessarily get out of that habit. You may have a desire of some sort, and I say that in quotations, to make a change, but it's not big enough for you to say, let me go and actually do it. Some of you have to get out of your heads. Some of you have to actually say, is the why, the reason as to why this change is needed, is it bigger than what you can see right now in the situation and circumstances that is going to kick you into gear to say, you know what, I'm going to just do it. I'm going to put everything aside and I'm going to just be done. I've never watched the show, My 600-Pound Life. So I can't speak from that example, but that's what's coming to mind right now, is the concept that at some point, someone's mind has to eventually say, you know what, this isn't good for me. I need to be able to do something different. And I'm not saying this has to be about weight. I'm not saying that this has to be necessarily about health or nothing like that. What I'm stating is this: for any change that a person wants to make with their lives, regardless of what it looks like, that change has to first start within you. You have to be willing to say, you know what, there is a change in me that I want to make. This is where I'm beginning. This is where I'm going. And this is how I'm going to go forth with it. So that is my 10 minutes of word of encouragement. Be intentional about the changes you want to make. Implement the changes that you can throughout your day. Know that it's possible. Know that you can do it. And y'all, continue to keep God at the center of all things, because with God, He strengthens you. If your desire is to change your habits, when you start, He starts with you. He'll show you what to eat. He'll show you what to do. He'll lead you on the path. So, peace and blessings. That's it for now. Yeah, I don't know what David was talking about.